All right. Okay. Welcome everyone to today's live stream. Today we're going to be building the Shardeum Transactions Monitor, or at least we're going to get started on the process of building it. Right. Previously, if you've been following up with this stream, you will know that. Hold on. Let me share my screen. Uh, Screens. This one. Okay. So this is something that we built on this stream a couple of months ago. The network status monitor for Shardium. It monitors our archiver, our faucet, JSON RPC server, and a bunch of a couple of other services that we monitor on here. So we built this from beginning to completion on the stream, and today I want to start off on a new project, and that is going to be the Shardium Transaction Monitor. I'm going to show you what it looks like. This is it. So basically, every minute we're going to make a transaction from one wallet account to another wallet account, and we're going to be keeping a record of the success and the failure rate of those transactions, so that we can basically be, keeping tabs on the health of our network. So this is what we're going to start building today. Um, Probably, I don't know how far we can get, but we have, maybe half an hour. Maybe we can just set up the homepage or set up some of these components, and we're going to incrementally, do these streams and build out this product until completion, until we're done. So this is exciting for me because I haven't started a new project on the stream for a while. So let's dive right in. So what I've done is I have this new project that I've created with Vite and React. Actually, let me see what it looks like. I haven't done anything on it. I just created a brand new project. So let's first of all let's install the dependencies and see what it looks like. So I don't know if some of you are aware, but they've now discontinued Create React app. So if you like usually to build stuff with React, you can't do that anymore. And this is also my first time like starting a new project with Vite. So this be a little bit of a learning experience for me as well. So let's see how this goes. Um, I guess we can probably do npm run dev. Usually will give us a good idea of what we're working with. 514. That is. Okay, so we have a clean Vite plus React project that we're going to use to work on the transaction monitor. Sounds good. I think the first thing I want to do is probably like add Tailwind CSS to this project because we're going to use it, right? Everyone uses Tailwind. Let me see. Tailwind Vite setup. Okay, how do you add? Okay, there's Tailwind documentation. Okay, here we go. So we can run this command. We can modify the vitconfig.ts file, import it, and we're off to the races. Okay, this is fundamentally different from what I used to know about how to add Tailwind to projects. So like I said, this is a bit of a learning experience for me as well. So it's we're going to find out and do the whole thing on the stream. Okay, so I'm going to install the required packages, Tailwind CSS and Tailwind CSS/Vite. And while that is going on, what do I need to do next? Configure the plugin. So we import this from Vite, from Tailwind Vite, and then we basically register it in the plugins array. Do that. We have the vitconfig.ts. So let's do import it again, Tailwind. And then in the plugins array, we just we add that as well. All right, second step is done. The next thing we want to do is import this in our file. I think we have an index.css file somewhere. Public. Okay, there we go. Can probably get rid of and just import that. I will npm run dev. Okay, that means I have to stop my current. And let me just make a tiny modification to the UI so that we can know if Tailwind. Let's name. Yeah. So if it's working, we would know because then the title Slack here. Okay, Tailwind is working because I can see that the underline is now thing and a bit of the styling is also broken. Expected because we removed all the default styles. All right. Looks like we have Tailwind sorted now. What should we do next? Let's create the nav component or the header component. Like look at the monitor. This is the actual product we're building. So let's start from the bare minimum. Let's start from the header. I'm going to go and make a header component in components so that we stick with the pattern that we do. Header sex. This is where I'm going to define that header component. Okay, let's do a function. do the next component, just so that I don't spend all our time fixing the nav. Which one is it? Let's do this one. Let's do the transaction summary component. What data do we need here? We need success rate, failure rate, and percentage and total transaction. Okay, so I'm just going to like make a quick data. Should I call it? Hold on. Let's put it inside the SRC directory. New folder, like data. And inside there, we can maybe create a new file. Let's call it mock data JSON. So this is just going to be a JSON object that represents the data that I want to show on this screen. Like I said, the success rates, the failure rates, the total, and the success percentage. So success rate is 94, 900, 7. Cool. So the next thing I want to do then is set up the transaction summary. So let's create a new component. Let's call it summary. .tsx. Okay, just gonna grab all of this and here and cool. Maybe the first thing I want to do is to kind of header, change this to transaction summary, and okay, before I start setting up the styling, let's do the data fetch. At least let's do what looks like the data fetch. So I'm going to import something else, React, which is use state and effects. And here I'm going to have const, let's call it stats. So we fetch the whole at once. And then inside the use effect, set a effect hook. Okay, so I'm getting the data back. Probably was getting it before even. Let's see. I'm gonna try to save my earlier implementation. Yes, it also. Yeah, look at that. So my API is simulated Something worked. All right, so I can continue with that. The logs. And now let's get to the styling bit. So at least we have our data coming through. I'm going to be keeping my eyes on the time. I want different colors for different status backgrounds. That up. Make a new constant. Let's get okay, like that. Makes sense to me. Then let me quickly grab the okay. I'm going to get all of this data from React. This one. Okay, a little bit of styling still needs to be done here. After 6, yeah, this is where we need to put that. So I'm just gonna this these components we haven't created yet for these other columns, but we have our transaction summary and we have our header. There we go. The styling for the transaction summary looks good, but I can see that the header is still a little bit messed up. I don't know if I should do this now or okay. Basically, I think we're a little bit over time, so I'm going to stop here today so that I can give you some time back to go do the things you want to do. But this is laying the foundation for what will later become this, right? I hope that this is, of course, eventually we'll get to customizing and cleaning it up and actually, doing the transaction monitoring itself. For now, I think it's just easier if I set up the UI. And then down the line, maybe in a couple of weeks, we can integrate the API calls that checks that makes the transactions and gets the values and populates with the actual data. Um, but yeah, I think this is a good place to stop for today, just because we are a little over time with all the project setup that we did at the beginning. Um, but let me quickly share the POAP so that you all can go ahead and claim your POAPs for attending this stream. I'm going to put it in the chat. Let's build together. Yes, let's build together. So we're going to actually build from like to completion all from this stream. And maybe even when I'm done, I can like post the progress on GitHub and you can all contribute or we can all, build it together. But ideally, you've seen the project that we want to build. I don't have a fancy design for the UI, so there's really nothing to show you there. We're just going to keep going as we and following what we already have and see how much of it we can get done. All right, click on the POAP link. Let me know if you are able to claim your POAP and we can end the stream here. Anyone confirm that they can claim the POAP? Confirmation. Someone tell me if the POAP link is working. Okay, so I'm going to take the rocket reactions as though it's working. Done. Okay, perfect. All right, that's it. Thank you all so much for joining us. Next week, we're going to continue pretty much from where we stopped. So I'm going to try to not touch this code base so that the next time we just take it up from here. Um, Maybe eventually I'll figure out how to move these headers around. And then we can do the speed metrics components, the gas metrics, the confirmation times. Once we're done setting up these individual components, then we get to making the actual, the logic that gets all the transactions. But for now, thank you all for joining us, and we will see you next time. Thank you.